Howdy do, y'all. This is John, and today we are talking about seasons 1 and 2 of Silo, a TV show that is currently airing on Apple TV+. And in Silo, so far, it deals with this underground silo that is inhabited by roughly 10,000 people, and leadership is hiding some kind of nefarious secret within the silo. A nefarious secret that this one woman, Juliet Nichols, is predetermined to figure out. And that is pretty much the gist of what Silo is about. Now, getting into it first and foremost, well, what I've liked about the show so far. Again, there's only been 2 seasons so far. They are working on the third one. From my understanding, it's in post-production, I think, which means they're editing it and adding the special effects, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, one of the strongest elements of the show so far has been its characters. Juliet Nichols, she is intelligent, strong, determined, all that kind of stuff. She is the main character of the show, and, she's definitely one of the best recent female leads in just about anything. You care about her, and on top of that, she's trying to uncover the truth. Why is everyone living in the silo? Who built the silos? Were these rebels from a century and a half earlier justified in their actions? And all the while, the authoritarian leadership of the silo is trying to stop her. And not only that, but you also get a bunch of other, strong characters. You get characters like Knox, you get characters like Shirley, you get characters, like Paul Billings. These characters are all strong characters. And on top of that, they're well written, well acted, and at the end of the day, you care about their well-beings. And speaking of the acting's pretty top-notch for pretty much everybody. I would argue that easily the 2 strongest performers are probably Rebecca Ferguson, who plays Juliet, and also Common, who I think is a rapper that's also an actor. He plays Sims, who's one of the bad guys in the show. And like I said, those 2 are like the standouts with the actors. Again, they're all good. However, Ferguson and Common, those 2 are the most powerful performers in the entire show. And also, from a visual standpoint, the show is a very good looking show. The cinematography is on point. There are some really terrific shots in this series. And the special effects, they're not bad. Now, they're not like HBO, Game of Thrones level good. But, they're not bad. Like, don't expect the best CGI in television right now. Don't expect that at all. But definitely expect good, above average special effects. And also, let me look this guy up. Adley Ovarsson. Ovarsson does the music in this show, and holy crap is he talented. The opening theme alone, it's a lot like the Game of Thrones theme, where you get the sense and the feeling of what this show's about. Game of Thrones was at least supposed to be, until the final season, just this epic, adventurous, thrilling series. So it had like this epic, adventurous, thrilling opening theme. Ovarsson with Silo had a much more slower theme with an element of mystery to it. And really, that's what Silo is. It is slower than Game of Thrones, but not, boring. And on top of that, there's an element of mystery to everything. Great opening theme, and to be quite honest, it's just great music in general. I really love the music in the series. Now, in terms of problems with the series, I would argue that, season 2 probably isn't as well written as season 1. There's definitely a few elements in the second season where it kind of felt like it was stalling for time a little bit. There's this one particular subplot that goes on for multiple episodes. However, they really could have wrapped it up in just an episode or two. Don't get me wrong, it's still a really good season. It's not like House of the Dragon where pretty much everything fell apart in the second season. Regardless of how entertaining you thought the second season was, House of the Dragon has definitely fell apart with the second season. Silo season 2 did not fall apart. It's just that, the writing really wasn't as strong as in season 1. Season 1, it never felt like they were stalling for time. However, with a couple of the subplots in season 2, it just kind of felt that way a little bit. Season 2 also has arguably the only kind of annoying character in it. However, thankfully it's just one character, not a whole slew of them, because that would have been really stupid. But all in all, Silo so far has been a really good show, and I am looking forward to the future of the series. Yes, season 2 was a bit of a step down in terms of quality. However, all of its strengths more than make up for it. And what issues I had with the second season are very minute in comparison to what I loved about it. This show so far has had top-notch storytelling, incredible characters, good acting, titanic performances, especially from Ferguson and Common, good special effects. There are some issues with season 2, undeniably. And really, this is what I want from television more so than really anything else that's being put out there. I'm going to give the first 2 seasons of Silo, in total, a 9. I definitely want more shows like this. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember,